Hanuman, the next step what he did was, after having given this beautiful ring of Ramamudrika to Sita, after having conveyed the message of concern of Ram towards Sita, and then after having accepted the Chudamani from Sita, after having heard the private message what Sita wanted to convey to Ram through Hanuman, after having heard all this, after having conveyed all this, and finally after receiving the greatest blessing from Mata Janaki, Ma Janaki Chatapattaga, says Tyagaraja, after having received the grace of Mata Sita, Jaganmata Mahalakshmi, then he wanted to destroy the grove. Now we may ask a question. In this present world in Kali Yugam, we are all behind cutting the trees, seeing to it that there is not even a single patch of greenery anywhere. Why is Hanuman also involved in such a cruel and a barbarous act? Hanuman did not want to clear off the nature or wanted to make Lanka a place where there is no greenery at all. Never was his intention. But he was so angry and frustrated with the Rakshasis who were threatening Sita and harassing her every now and then, and wanted to give a warning to Ravana that a single monkey could do so much. Then Ravana, imagine if all the monkeys from Bharata Desham come along under the leadership of Ram, Lakshmana, Angada, then comes Jambavan, Sugriva, what will happen to the state of Lanka? So what he did was he started destroying the grove. But even then, his concern for his mother was so much that he did not touch the Simshupa Vriksham under which was seated Sita. Under the Simshupa Vriksham was seated Sita. Besides the Simshupa Vriksham, other than the Simshupa Vriksham, he destroyed everything else. Tadvanam athitair vrikshair bhinnaischa salilashayaih Churnitaiv parvatagrescha babhuva priyadarshanam. And he started destroying the grove. All the Rakshasis who were asleep, they all got up and they did not know what was happening. The trees were suddenly falling. The beautiful trees that had beautiful branches with delicious fruits, all the fruits started falling, then the leaves and then the branches and then the tree. Suddenly the waterfalls which used to be so beautiful in the corner of the gardens now started breaking in such a force that all the water from the tubes started gushing out and they started pouring here and there. The Rakshasis did not know what had happened. So then they saw this monkey doing this. Then they thought there must be a powerful Rakshasa other than Ravana who is engaging in such an uncivilized act. So they went to Sita and asked, "Hey Sita, do you know who is this monkey? I guess he must be a Rakshasa." Sita kept very quiet and then she said, "See, I do not know whether he's a Rakshasa or a Manushya or a Vanara. Even if you're saying he's a Rakshasa, I will not be able to recognize. You people can recognize, because when a snake comes inside a particular area, the snakes which have already been living in that area can immediately recognize as to whether there is a new snake which has entered their territory or not. Neither can a dog or a cat recognize. Likewise, I am a Manushi, I am a lady, I am a human lady. I will not know whether there is a snake or a Rakshasa or whether there is an animal. You people are very well aware. You are all born and brought up in Lanka and you have all been nurtured by the great King Ravana. Probably you may be aware as to who this monkey is, whether this monkey is a human being or a Rakshasa who has come in the disguise of a monkey." She said, "Only a snake can recognize another snake. Ahireva hyahef padan vijanati na samshayaha." Then Hanuman, he took up his task, his mission started. Initially he killed Jambumali. Jambumali was the son of Prahasta. Prahasta was another very good soul in the kingdom of Ravana who used to advise him on very good topics like abducting Sita, kidnapping Sita and so on. So Hanuman killed Jambumali, who was the son of Prahasta. After having heard that Jambumali, who was the son of the great Prahasta, was killed, Ravana then sent his son Aksha. This name Aksha, the son of Ravana called as Aksha, is called by the name Akshaya Kumara in the other versions. Aksha started in his chariot, and when he saw Hanuman standing right before him, he started laughing in a very sarcastic manner and said to his charioteer, "Hey Sarathi, what has my father done? He has sent this Aksha, who is a great warrior, before a monkey. This monkey has a huge tail. A monkey will normally have a tail. Aksha did not have any brains at all. He kept on saying comments which did not have any value in it. He said, this monkey has a tail. This monkey is doing such futile attempts to destroy Lanka. And how a great warrior like me fight with this monkey? This charioteer of Aksha was multifold times intelligent than the person who was seated in the chariot, who was Ravana's son Aksha. He told Aksha, hey Aksha, don't ever underestimate any creation of the Lord. Every creation has a purpose. It is not that some creations are useful and some are useless. If you were to think as to whether there is some useless creation on this earth, we are the useless creations. Every animal has a purpose. Related to this, there is one very nice anecdote that the acharyas will generally say during their discourses. It seems one student went up to his acharya and asked, hey acharya, you said that in the creation of the Lord, every particular animal, every particular plant, every particular organism, every particular creation has its own importance. It is not that a few things are useful and a few things are useless. Everything has a purpose. Then when we say that an elephant's tusk is useful, we say that a deer's skin is useful, we say that the cow's milk is useful, then when we speak of all these animals, what do you think the dog is useful for? Don't say that it can protect. Don't say that it can guard. The natural tendency of a dog is to bark if anyone comes. So it is not only guarding the house, that is natural in it. What is the use? And you tell me one more thing. All the creations in this world, especially the animals, have a tail. All their tails are beautifully flexible and they are all pointed downwards. But if you look at the dogs in general, their tails are generally pointed upwards and they are not as flexible as the tails of other animals. Why is this so? What is the purpose of it? Acharya said, all the animals have tails. And those animals which have tails are of two types. One of the categories are those animals which have tails which are flexible and are pointed downwards. And the other class of animals have tails which are not so flexible and they are pointed upwards. The dog which you pointed out belongs to the second category. The first category, the tails of those animals are very useful because they are generally bushy. Since they are very bushy, what they do is they protect the animal from the flies. Flies which generally sit on these animals, tingle them and irritate them. So when they have a bushy tail, they can move it here and there like a fan in such a way that they can drive these flies. This is the first purpose. The second purpose is, these animals have tails which are pointed downwards. So these tails in turn cover the marmasthanam. Every particular creation of this Bhagavan on this earth has a marmasthanam. There are certain places in our body which we can show it in public. Whereas there are some parts which we may not be able to show in public, though this includes even for men as well as women. So this particular marmasthanam, which is not to be shown in public, is being covered by the tail which is pointed downwards in those category of animals. Whereas when you come to dogs which belong to the second category, their tails are generally not so bushy. When they are not so bushy, they cannot drive away flies. So the first purpose is defeated. The second purpose is that they should be pointed downwards to cover the marmasthanam. But since the tails of the dogs, Shunaf Pushcha means the tail of a dog is pointed upwards, it neither covers the marmasthanam. Neither does it cover the marmasthanam, nor is it bushy to drive away the flies. Then the Shishya asked, you are very right Acharya, you have said the right thing, that the tails of other animals are useful in two ways, whereas the tails of the dogs are not so useful in both of these ways. Then what is the use of this tail of the dog? So how will your statement that every creation has every particular feature for some purpose or not be accomplished or fulfilled? As Acharya said, hey my dear student, in this world, all the Brahmanas are supposed to learn the Shastras. They go to their Guru, learn what is necessary for them from the Shastras. But learning alone is not enough. Incorporating and implementing in their one's own life is very important. If, for example, the person has learnt all the necessary Shastric statements or the Vedic statements and the Shastras that have been propagated in the Vedas from his Acharya and does not make use of them. That is, he does not incorporate them in his life. He just keeps on learning. What is the use of learning unless and until you incorporate or implement in your life? So if he keeps on doing or learning all these things without implementing or incorporating in his life, then he is like a dog whose tail does not serve both the purposes. Had the dog's tail been bushy and had it covered the marmasthanam, then the tail would have served the purpose. The student then asked, I understood. The dog's tail is neither bushy nor does it cover the marmasthanam. It does not serve the purpose. Likewise, is a student who has learnt all the Shastras and the Vedic statements from his Acharya to lead a very ideal life but does not incorporate in his life. How are these two things connected? Then the Acharya smiled at his student and said, Hey Sishya, in this world, life is full of comparisons. They say, this particular object is like that. This particular experience was like that. This particular future will be like this. So there is always a comparison. Upama. Upama is a comparison. It is not upma. Upma is a particular tiffin. It is not a tiffin. It is upama. Upama is comparison in Sanskrit. So we keep comparing. Likewise, there are people who learn the Shastras and the Vedic statements, and these Vedic statements are actually meant to lead their lives in a very ideal manner. But those people learn but do not incorporate. So I need a particular comparison for these people who learn but do not incorporate. So I need a particular example. So God created this particular dog in such a way that its tail is pointed upwards and in such a way that it is not bushy. So it does not serve the purpose. Though the tail is existent, it does not serve the purpose. Likewise is a Brahmana who has learned the Vedic statements and the Shastras but does not incorporate them. To compare, I need a particular creation. That is why God has created this. I have said all this because this particular charioteer was telling Aksha, that is Ravana's son, Hey Aksha, don't ever underestimate any creation of the Lord. Even a monkey serves the purpose of the Lord. So don't even underestimate a monkey. One more thing, Hey Aksha, this Jambumali was such a valorous and a powerful person. You know that, I know that, the entire Lanka knows it. But this monkey has killed Jambumali means this monkey must not be an ordinary monkey. It must be an extraordinary monkey of extraordinary powers. And one more thing, Aksha, you are very well aware in your father's history that your father has acquired so many boons from all the gods and demigods. Despite that, your father was overpowered by a certain monkey called as Vali. And at the same time, remember Aksha, when your father wanted to have a duel with Vali, Vali said, please wait Ravana. But your father Ravana did not agree. He went and attacked Vali. Vali was doing his Sandhya Vandanam. Since he had to concentrate on it, he kept your father Ravana in the gap between his hand and his hip. And at that point of time, your father was suffering in that particular gap. In the meanwhile, Vali carried your father along with him, went to the Arabian Ocean, did the Sandhya Vandanam, then went to Indian Ocean, did the Sandhya Vandanam, then went to Bay of Bengal, did the Sandhya Vandanam, and then dropped your father. He was also a monkey, that is Vali was also a monkey. That monkey overpowered your father. So in that case, if you still keep on underestimating this monkey who's standing before us, then I would still call you foolish. This particular concept has been told by the Tamil poet Kamban in his Ramayanam. Annadamachul ketta saradi ayya kelmo innada ennalamo ulagiyal igalallamma mannodu edirna vali kurangu என்றால் மற்றும் உண்டோ சொன்னது துணிவில் கொண்டு சரி என்று உணரச் சொன்னார். Now Akshakumara started fighting with Hanuman. Hanuman killed Akshakumara also. After having heard that Jambumali, the son of Prahastha, was killed, Ravana sent Aksha. After having heard that his son Aksha was killed, that is Akshay Kumara was killed, he sent one of his most powerful sons called as Indrajit, one who had won over Indra himself. Indrajit went before Hanuman, started fighting with him. It lasted for a very long time, but nowhere did Both the sides show that they were in the verge of losing the particular tiff or battle. Finally, Indrajit aimed the Brahmastram against Hanuman. When Brahmastram was approaching Hanuman, Hanuman put both his hands together, did an Anjali to this Brahmastram, and Brahmastram in the form of ropes tied Hanuman. All the monkeys were very happy. They thought this Hanuman must be defeated because of this Brahmastram. Brahma himself had granted the boon to Hanuman that Brahmastram will not do anything to Hanuman. Then why did Hanuman get bound by these ropes? It is just like Krishna who was bound by ropes by Yashoda. Rajayoshita panga vedhaniyam mathura bhagyam ananya bhogyamide vasudeva vadhuhu stanandhayam tat kimapi brahma kishora bhava drishyam. This is a beautiful verse of Swami Vedanta Deshika in one of his most beautiful shloka granthas called as Gopala Vimshati, wherein he explains the importance of Krishna. Krishna, who was the incarnation of Srimad Narayan, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, is all pervading and omnipresent. He is that person, he is that Parabrahman who cannot be captured neither through meditation nor yoga, karma yogam, bhakti yogam, whatever yogam it is, you cannot capture him. But that Bhagavan, who is so infinite and who has so much of infinite qualities in him, was bound by ropes by his mother Yashoda in Gokulam, who did not even know what the word Veda means. Forget about knowing what the contents are. She did not even know that the word Veda exists in this world. She was so innocent and ignorant. She had not mastered any art. She only knew one thing. She knew how to churn the particular buttermilk, get butter out of it, and then melt it, make ghee and make sweets for Krishna. This is all she knew. But that Bhagavan, who has been worshipped by the Vedas themselves, that Bhagavan stood before Yashoda for having stolen butter, and she took ropes and she started tying him to a mortar. Now Swami Vedanta Deshika was surprised at this attitude of Bhagavan, who was so humble and modest before this Yashoda. Why was he so humble and modest? Because he wanted to experience that motherhood, that particular childhood, that particular stage where a child is being reprimanded by the mother. He was always a person in Sri Vaikuntham who was always being worshipped by the Nityasuris. He did not want that position. He wanted to come down to earth, do all these kind of acts wherein he could grab the attention of people. He wanted to be tied by his mother. He wanted to be scolded by his mother. Will any child think like this? And even if a child thinks like this, does the child have so much of will and power to be born in the place where he wants? That is the difference between us and Bhagavan. We are all born because of karma. We have performed certain karma in our previous birth. Based on it, we have got parents. We did not choose. Whereas Bhagavan chose Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. Krishna chose Devaki and Vasudeva. Ram chose Kaushalya and Dasharatha. It is not that he was born out of karma dhinam. We are all born because of our karma. We never had a choice. Bhagavan never asked, will you be born in North India or South India? In South India, which state would you like to be born? Which area? The area which has the best apartments? Or he never gave us any choice. We were all born because of karma. We are all subservient to karma. Karma adhinam, karma adhinam. Whereas Bhagavan's incarnations are not because of that. He is born in a particular family because he wishes to be born there. He is born because of ichha and not karma. We are all born because of karma. So we are all karma adhinam, karma adhinam. He is born because of his ichha. So he is got ichha adhinam. So, this particular Bhagavan, who cannot be captured by the Vedas themselves, was now in Yashoda's house and was being tied by that innocent and ignorant woman Yashoda. So, Swami Deshika says, Vrajayoshita panga vedhaniyam mathura bhagyamananya bhogyamide vasudeva vadhuhu stanandhayam tat kimapi brahma kishora bhava drishyam. Kishora brahma. Brahma is someone who is great. Kishora is a child. That great Bhagavan is now experiencing childhood like a little child. Kishora bhava drishyam. Likewise, here Indrajit tied Hanuman. Hanuman is a person who could not be bound even by Brahmastram. But why did he do so? Because Bhagavan's son is Brahma. Narayanat Brahmo jayate. From Narayana came Brahma. From Brahma came the entire creation. So to respect and honor that great learned devotee of Bhagavan called as Brahma, This particular Hanuman, though he could not be bound by Brahmastram, stood as if he wanted to be bound by it. So this is the thing. It is not that Hanuman could be bound by Brahmastram. Tena baddhastatosthrena rakshasena savanaraha abhavan nirvacheshtascha papata cha mahithale. Now Hanuman stood as if he was bound by Brahmastram. But one quality of Brahmastram is, if it has the mentality to go tie a person, it will tie. But Hanuman was an exception because Brahma himself had given the boon that Brahmastram will not do anything to Hanuman. But to honor and respect the creator of this world, Brahma, Hanuman stood as if he had to be bound by Brahmastram. Brahmastram tied him. But it did not hurt him at all. It just tied Hanuman with ropes. But all the Rakshasis who were afraid and terrified by Hanuman's power and valor did not even go a step close to him when he was fighting with all the Rakshasas like Jambumali, Aksha and Indrajit. But once Hanuman stood with the Anjali hands and Brahmastram came and tied him just like that, all the Rakshasis were very happy. And the Rakshasas and the Rakshasis went closer to Hanuman and they started taking the ropes which they had brought from their houses and started tying Hanuman. Now the rope which was tied by Brahmastram got released and cut. What is the meaning of this? Both are ropes. The rope which Brahmastram sent was also a rope. The rope which the Rakshasas and Rakshasis brought was also a rope. Why? What happened when the Rakshasis and the Rakshasas tied Hanuman with the rope? What happened to the rope of Brahmastram? Why did that come out? Because Brahmastram is something which has a lot of prestige issue. It believes that Brahmastram, the Astram believes that it is the most powerful in the world. And it also believes that no other Astram can even come closer to it. With that belief, it went and tied Hanuman. But when the Rakshasas and Rakshasis brought the little ropes that they had got from the grocery shops and tied Hanuman, this particular Brahmastram, which has the prestige issue, thought, when I am there, why should these little ropes of low quality from the grocery shops come? Let me relieve myself. So it relieved from it. This is equivalent to how we treat our Bhagavan. We all know very well. If there are Brahmins who have been listening to this, they'll come to know that after the Upanayanam is done, we keep doing Sandhya Vandanam. When we do Sandhya Vandanam also, all the mantras that we recite, all the Namavali that we say, they are all that of Bhagavan Srimad Narayan, nobody else. Right from the mantra which Draupadi recited, right from the shloka what she said, Dhyaya Sada Savitrimandala Madhyavarti Narayana Sarasijasana Sannivishtaha Keyuravan Makarakundalavanni Kiriti Hari Shri Dwarakanalaya Achyuta Govinda Pundarika Aksharakshamam Sharanagatam. Then Madhava Keshava Pundarika, then we keep on reciting the names of Rishikesha, Damodara, Padmanabha. Likewise, we do Ashamanyam, Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha. All the names are that of Bhagavan. There is no doubt about it. And likewise are the marriage mantras. There is only Vishnu's name and they always bless that the married couple should be like Lakshmi and Narayan. So is our Bhagavad Gita, so is Srimad Ramayanam, so is Srimad Mahabharatam, so are the commentaries of the Acharyas like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vallabhacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Adi Shankaracharya, Nimbarkacharya and so on. Likewise are the Shloka Granthas and the Rahasya Granthas of Swami Vedanta Deshika, Pillai Lokacharya and so on. So all these works describe only one particular person. That entity is a Divya Dampati. They are a divine couple, Lakshmi and Narayan. That is Sriman Narayan. There is no doubt about it. But there is always a confusion when it comes to Sanatana Dharma, which people always associate with the word Hinduism. In Hinduism, people say there are so many gods and demigods. I am not worshipping any one of them because I have so much of choice, I do not know what to do. There is no doubt about it. When Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter 66th verse, Sarva dharman parityajya mamyekam sharanam braja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Sarva dharman parityajya, whomever you have been worshipping till now, whomever you have been assuming that they will protect you, abandon all of them. Don't insult them. Abandon all of them. Then we will ask, if we abandon them also, who will we come to? Come to me. Okay. Now we will ask a question back to Krishna. You are saying that we have to come to you. If we come to you, can we also have, we have two hands, we are telling Krishna, hey Krishna, we have got two hands. With one hand we will hold you, with the other hand we will hold the other gods. Krishna did not like this. That is why he said, Sarva dharman parityajya, abandon all the ways that you have been taking till now. Mam ekam sharanam raja. He knew our mentality very well, that we are all masters in cross questioning. When we say that we will worship both of you, then he says no. Mam ekam sharanam raja. Fall only to my feet. Now we ask, what is the difference? What will happen if I fall to your feet? Aham tva sarva papebhyo. I will remove off all your sins. Now we will ask, you are not giving us anything. Instead you are removing us, or removing all the sins. That is the only thing that we have. If you are removing that also, what will happen? Krishna says, hey Manushya, know that whatever sufferings you are having and experiencing till now, it is all because of the sins that you have accumulated. When I am destroying the sins, naturally you will be relieved of all your worries and you will have peace. Then we will say, no. Even if you destroy all our sins, we will keep on creating new sins. So our account will keep on increasing. And Bhagavan said, I will destroy all your sins. I will bring peace. And at the same time, I will give you knowledge. By the end of it, I will give you moksha. So there is no question as to whether you will accumulate or you will not accumulate, whether you will be going to heaven or whether you will be going to earth. You will be coming along with me to Sri Vaikuntham. Don't worry. Now comes another important question. When Krishna says that we have to fall to his feet, nobody else's feet, does it mean that we have to deny the existence of other gods? Does it mean that we have to insult and propagate such negative feelings about other gods or negative vibrations about other gods? Not at all. When Krishna says to Arjuna, hey Arjuna, amongst this category I am this, amongst that category I am that, amongst the trees I am this, among the rishis I am Devarshi. When he keeps on saying this, amongst the Vedas I am Samavedam, amongst the months I am Mrigasirsham, that is Margasirshan Masam. So when he keeps on saying this, he goes to one point wherein he says, amongst the devotees of Vishnu are called as Vaishnavas. He says, Vaishnavanam aham Shambhuhu, I am Shiva, I am Rudra, I am Lord Shiva, Ishvara, amongst the devotees of Vishnu. So there is no doubt as to whether Shiva is a devotee of Vishnu or not. When he himself agrees, why should the problem come with us? One thing. Second thing is, not all gods can be the same, and neither can all gods be equally powerful. There is only one, but we are seeing it as many. Likewise, Bhagavan says, don't insult or disrespect other gods. Respect them. But when you say the word respect, it doesn't mean that you have to worship them. For example, I may respect the next door lady. She may be a mother to two children. Because she takes care, very well, good care of her children, I may respect her for all the motherly affection she is showing towards her children. But it doesn't mean from the next day I will abandon my mother and start going to her and call her my mother. The mother and father to the entire world are Lakshmi and Narayan. So they are like a Brahmastram. They are the ropes tied to us. They will protect us. We should have that confidence, trust, Vishwasam that they will protect us. Instead, next day, after having gone to Ram temple or Krishna temple or Narayan temple, the next day we are going to some other temple where they sacrifice goats, where they sacrifice cows. If we go there and stand before that Durga or Chandika or Kali and we start praying, that particular Brahmastram, that is the grace of Lakshmi and Narayan who were tied to us and wanted to protect us the previous day, will leave hands. They will say, why should I protect? You are going to the ordinary ropes which you have got from grocery shops. We are the Brahmastram, you came to us, we are assured that we protect you. Instead you are going to a grocery shop, let the grocery shop rope protect you. The grocery shop rope does not have power to protect itself. All the gods and demigods in this world do not have power to protect themselves. Where will they protect us? So, this particular incident where all the Rakshasis came and tied Hanuman with the normal ropes when the great rope of Brahmastram was tried, and after they tied Hanuman with the ordinary ropes, how the Brahmastram came out of Hanuman's clutches is an easy example what our Purvacharyas have shown, that we should always worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead and nobody else. If we keep on debating on this, we are simply wasting our time instead of worshipping. We are simply asking the question why, how, when, where. It has been proven, it has been shown in all the pramanas. If we keep on cross questioning, we are at a loss. Now, Rakshasis tied Hanuman with a rope and immediately the rope got relieved. Brahmastram rope got relieved. Valmiki says this very beautifully. बबन्धुषणवल्कैश्च धूम्रचीरैश्च संहतैः सबद्धस्तेन वल्केन विमुक्तोऽस्त्रेण वीर्यवान् अस्त्रबन्धश्च चान्यं हि न बन्धमनुवर्तते तते तते